Hello everyone, we're the team from the Hong Kong Polytechnic University, and the product of our project is called Cruise Travel Mate, which is abbreviated as CTM. And our project serves the basic purpose of letting passengers on board enjoy their cruise travel, both on board and off board. So next, I will introduce you some basic functions of our project. And when you log in with your username and password, you can see this interface. But the first step of using our product is to set preference in the My Cruise tab. As you can see, there are 7 types of preferences available for setting. There are food, culture, hiking, water sports, theme park, sightseeing, and shopping. For me, I personally like food and food, water sports, and theme park, so I set them to be high, and for other 4 factors, I set them relatively low. So after the setting, I press OK, and the system will record my decision automatically and make some automatic recommendation according to my preference.
The diagram you are looking at now is the basic operation flow of recommendation system. First, you set preferences, and the system will make recommendation automatically for you, and you get every detailed piece of information. With confirming that information, the system will improve the precision of recommendation next time by giving feedback. Now, let's look at an example here.
After you set the preference, you go to Cruise Planner tab, and you see these 5 items. These 5 items are all the recommendation results according to your preference setting. So you go to the first tab. The first item is onboard facilities, and you search, and you show. Yeah, there are 3 items shown here, which are food, Chinese food, Russian food, and bachelor party. The first 2 items are both the results of food preference setting, and you can go to the first item, which is Chinese food. As you can see, there are a lot of descriptions here for every passenger with best food as well as best service. So after you see description, you can decide whether to confirm your preference, whether it fits your real requirements. And after you confirm it, the system will show a message that says collected and to your profile. That is an enhancement process for improving the performance of recommendation results. Because when you choose the Chinese food, that means you really like food. And similarly, you can go back. The system uses the similar mechanism to help you to choose partner during your trip. Search and show, all the same. And there are 2 partners shown here. The first is John Smith. Why? The system chooses him because he likes theme park too. That is also the preference setting result in the first step. So we can see that the result of the preference setting of a product is quite intelligent, because you just set a preference and the system will recommend automatically. And you invite people, and you go back. So this is the basic function of intelligent recommendation.
After recommendation, you are seeing the diagram for whiteboard. When a passenger opens whiteboard function, he can see announcement on bulletin board from the crew members. He can go to invite people to invite others to join activities together. He can go to rating to give rates to ship facilities, such as swimming pool or snooker room. And also, he can go to help counter to ask for help if he's off board and gets lost in a strange city. Next, let's look at the example.
Functions whiteboard, which serves as the communication method between passengers and crew members, and between passengers themselves. So the first function of whiteboard is bulletin, which is the message passing mechanism between from crew members to passengers. So crew members can make some important announcement in bulletin board. For example, there are two announcements made today. The first one is dancing party, the second one is bachelor party, which is also mentioned before. With this function, crew members can make announcements very easily. We go back, and similarly, whiteboard also has the communication method between people. So we go to invite people, and from here we can see the invitation or activities from passengers. So passengers themselves, the users of our product, can make their own invitation to invite others to join a sport or to join a game together. So for example, there are a lot of activities such as snooker invitation, swimming game invitation, and also I can check my schedule to see what activity I have chosen. And swimming game, snooker invitation again, and we can go back to see other functions.
Next, we're going to have a very interesting function called HoloCity. HoloCity is a function that displays a landmark in the way of 3D or holographics. When we enter HoloCity function, a map overlaid with landmarks will be shown. You touch one of them, two things happen. First, on the phone, a description of the landmark is shown. At the same time, the phone will send a signal to the projector, and the projector will then project the corresponding 3D landmark in the prism. Next, let's have a real example.
So when we enter the function, we can see that there is a map pop up here. So there are three landmarks. We just touch one. So an Earth comes out, which you can imagine that it is a landmark in Hong Kong, such as Bank of China, Hong Kong. So below the picture, there is all this description about the landmark. And what is really remarkable here is not what you can see on the phone. In parallel with the content shown on the phone, there is a phrase set in the ship, in one place in the ship. So when you press the landmark, CTM will send a signal automatically to the server of the ship, and the ship will let the projector of holographic device to let the 3D model be displayed in the prism we set on the ship. So this is really remarkable because you can see the 2D image on phone as well as the 3D model on the prism. Which gives you a more real-life experience.
Next, we will have a function specially designed for travelers to a strange city for the first time, which is called SOS. In this function, a passenger can get his location, call emergency contact, which is usually crew member, see facilities for disabled people in a special map, and go to a help counter to ask for help. Next, let's have a look at the demonstration.
So when you enter it, what happens? There's an emergency contact and get my location button. So for many passengers, when they get to a strange place, they don't know the local language, they don't know what to do next, they get panicked. But with our product, you can get your location first. And here we try, and your location is in Hong Kong Station, which is near Polytechnic. And but it is not enough to have your location. You need help from the crew members that you know in the ship. So here we provide two contact person in the ship, which are all crew members. The first is Li Guoqu. So we press it, see what happens. and it jumps to the phone call application to make a phone call. And after you send out the call, you can contact with the crew member who will lead you to the ship. And next function is called the help counter, and which will redirect you to the help counter, and you can make help and get your answer from the crew members. So with all these functions integrated, you can see that our product thinks highly of the security and safety of the passengers who easily get lost in a strange place. And that's basically the functionalities of our product.
At last, we want to show our business model. Cruise TravelMate acts as a middleman among the stakeholders of the industry and cruise travelers. By providing attractive and unique functions to the users, they will be attracted to use CTM. As the user number grows up, CTM will become more valuable, which will attract stakeholders like cruise companies and travel companies to join as our partners to provide service to the users. It will provide us with revenue from advertisement as well as increase our value to the users, which will attract more users. We believe it is a sustainable development as a virtuous circle. That's the end. Thanks for watching the video. We hope Cruise TravelMate can bring you some inspiration about the cruise travel industry in Asia. We are from the Hong Kong Polytechnic University. Thank you.